Run.
Mara ngapi nitakulilia, kisha ni mara ngapi unadhani nitakurudia? Nisiwezi tena, Januari, Disemba, sina budi nenda lote. Mpendwa, nishachoka bembeleza.
With the best music.
Longo, kama unanipenda, ishara zinaonyesha. Longo, mchezo unaocheza ni kama umezoea. Hisia zote zapita na madakika yanakuishi, hamu imenitenga, tamu hakuna tena. Bora unipe the distance, mapema, ukweli huwezi fichika na kutakia mema. Nishatoka bembeleza, sitaki kukupenda. Longo, kama unanipenda, ishara zinaonyesha. Longo, mchezo unaocheza ni kama umezoea. Kama umezoea, siwezi kukulazimisha na maji yamejaza ndoo. Yakisha mwagika huwezi yazoa like you did before. Kama kweli ulinipenda, ungenieleza, moyo kwenye meza. Nishachoka bembeleza, sitaki kukupenda. Longo, kama unanipenda, ishara zinaonyesha. Longo, mchezo unaocheza ni kama umezoea. Kama umezoea.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. I'm trying to check my sound before we get started. Let me see if we're good. I think we're good. I can see the mic is running. All right. Yeah, we're good. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing amazing today, and I hope your week has been fantastic. And karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss. Today I'm not going to be on camera. Our computer has some complications, so it's not allowing me to set up our camera correctly. But I hope you guys can hear me right and correct. And I hope again your week has been fantastic, as literally we get into the weekend. Wishing you a beautiful one. It's exactly 17 minutes past 1 p.m. and I know some of you are like, man, Joby, today is early. Yes, I've been keeping time. I've been literally keeping time. I've been punctual. Stop playing. But yes, karibuni sana once again. Today, as we discuss literally the cost of not knowing, and this conversation shall be driven to literally the African resources, because we're going to be looking at how Benin, to be specific, which is a country known to be literally a large producing country of cotton. But when you look at the situation on how people are transporting this cotton, or rather exporting it, it's really, really crazy. The roads are really fucked up. And this actually generalizes Africa as a continent, not just actually Benin, as much as the conversation is going to be focused there. I'd say this generalizes the whole of the continent of Africa, how we have so much goods being exported outside, but yet we're left in a very fucked up situation. And not just that, but how we get peanuts, not peanut, but breadcrumbs out of all these resources that we export. Because looking at that, the video I'm about to show, I'll share today, is really, really crazy. The roads are really, really bad. The roads are really, really bad. And I love the fact that as much as the video was covered, of course, by a white person who are here to always show our poverty, and shout to Ibrahim Traore for banning this, I love the fact that he called it dicing with death, because it's where we can see African literally dicing with death on those roads. It's really, really crazy. So we're going to be showing that today. And I say the cost of not knowing, because it's so sad to see that Africa is this really much deeply exploited. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But part of the conversation talking about still exploitation and looking at how now countries that have known their worth, like the Alliance Sahel state, how they are benefiting through their resources. We're going to be looking at a video I promised to share yesterday. That is, of course, the new Ibrahim Traore's bus system, which is changing Burkina Faso's literally transportation, state. And we've seen, of course, so many road projects being done. So much has been done to create employment, which is super, super amazing. We're going to be looking at how now this, not only do we just have roads, but how it's providing free transportation, which is actually amazing. And I was actually trying to quote this yesterday, talking about our matatu culture and looking at how clean actually these buses are. It's really, really impressive. Like, they look like trains, and I like how they really look inside. The design, the organization, it's really super clean. It looks like a train. It's given like an American subway. I don't know. It's really super, super nice. So we're going to be discussing about that. And still talking about roads, this morning we woke up to really a very devastating tragic of where we had 20 children who lost their lives. 20 students literally, and of course the driver who lost their lives in Uganda. And when you talk about roads and looking at the two conversation of Burkina Faso and Benin and the difference, personally, according to me and what I've understood about roads, sometimes most of these accidents don't occur just because a driver is reckless. It's our roads that are really, really fucked up. So we're going to be discussing about that, and also focusing on how we have the former African colonies, like Britain and the rest, who say that actually African countries do owe them. This is just crazy, and comes in after we saw Kenyans are still paying pension to the Britain. So we're going to be discussing about that as well. And it's crazy how they say we still owe them. What do we owe them? It's the entitlement for me and the audacity always. It's crazy. And also talking about the colonies, we have France, which has opened visa-free entry to 13 countries, and leaving Kenya out, which has sparked literally a lot of reaction and conversations online, because recently, of course, the France President Macron was here, and we saw how he was talking to the African leaders like children, and especially the Kenyan leaders, right? And what is even more crazy, or Kenyans are making joke about, is that this man, despite eating ugali, he still left Kenya out. It is so crazy, and so much more also coming still from Kenya, as we see how we have President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, how they've been exposed about the business dealings and riches they have. Literally, how this is actually, of course, our money, how they have been stealing from us. And looking at that, we're going to be starting with some news and information coming from Ol Kalou, which we saw last week, is one of the counties that we see the government is supporting so much right now. When you talk about supporting, we've been talking about how the political status or the politicians, and based on tribalism, it's crazy how they go just developed a certain county where they come from or their people, to keep that support always going back to them, but not the whole country. So this has actually, of course, become a very big problem. We've seen road constructions happening. We saw boats being distributed last week. We saw electricity literally supposed to be, of course, available to so many residents, and yet, mind you, in many regions in Kenya or many counties in Kenya, there's still many undeveloped places. So this, of course, has led to so much reaction from the people of even that county, the Ol Kalou. And we had some goons who were actually taught a lesson, and they were being questioned by the people who really sent you. And we can see how our government is actually trying to make this a goon system type of a country. You know, it's really, really crazy. So those are our top conversation for today. But our main conversation shall be the cost of not knowing coming from Benin, as we look at how Africa is exploited and how the people don't know what they are exporting and how much it actually costs. Because when I talk about the cost of not knowing, this is something we understand, and I've talked about it. We're not really that well educated when it comes to our system of education. We just thought, yes, we have resources here and there, but we're not taught the worth of these resources. This is why we see so many people being paid $2 on nothing by the Chinese companies who are here in majority and so much. But yes, Karibuni sana, those are top conversation for today. And do remember, you can catch up with the shows in case you've missed all the shows all the week. You can always literally stream them during the weekend if you have time on Amazon and Roku TV. Our app is really much up and available in case you are an Android phone user. We're also available on the Google Play Store. iPhone, iPad users, you can stream with us. That is on the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. And remember, you can also support us by, of course, sending anything of your wish or your ability on our Cash App and, of course, the donation page. But we have also healthy supplements that can boost your health in literally different ways, and they are all organic. So in case you've been looking for some organic supplements, we have them in different categories. We have vitamins, we have proteins, we have skincare products. Just ensure you download the app, and once you literally explore the app, you'll see all these things that are up and available. We also have an apparel store where you can grab yourself a t-shirt of different colors and sizes, up and available, and with our logo. But for now, I always say Brain and Focus formula does magic for these conversations, because you can never join these conversations or understand them if you don't have critical thinking, which is a very big problem.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, and of course, as we get started with today's conversation, we're going to start with what is happening in Kenya. I've been discussing about the rising cases of goons in the 254, which we can see, of course, this is all orchestrated and organized by our current regime. William Ruto has been accused not only before him being a president of so many things that he has done before coming into power. And we can see these things actually now, him being a president. It's no longer allegations. This man is who he is, even before he became a president. And yesterday I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about how, of course, come next year, which I've been saying, and people are starting to see it. It's crazy because I've been saying this since last year or 2024. I've been saying this since last year or 2020. I think since 2024, literally, or last year, because I've been saying Kenya come 2027 election is going to be really, really bad. And I don't know why people didn't see that then. Now they're seeing it right now, because that's when we can see so many Kenyans are like, dang, where our country is headed. And I'll still say it's going to be worse than 2007, because currently we can see these rising cases of goons who are being paid and, of course, having their ego boosted by the government with the petty cash they're getting to distract certain events or things going on where Kenyans are demanding a change. So we have, of course, Ol Kalou, which we talked about last week, where we saw Ruto and these people were literally trying to help the county because of some by-elections that were going. I don't know, actually, there were by-elections that were supposed to be happening, which took place yesterday. And we had, of course, our government again sending goons to distract the elections. We had so many police car convoys entering the polling station, and people were so mad about this because they were saying this is actually how come 2027 what Ruto is going to be doing. Is going to deploy police officers excuse me, is going to be deploying police officers in the polling stations, and how this is going to become, of course, a way to steal elections. So literally, as this is happening, we can see some of the goons were arrested. That was yesterday when the by-elections were going on. We also had some cops or goons who had guns who were arrested, who were beaten up. Yesterday, there was a lot that took place actually in Kenya, like so much, because of the by-elections that were happening. So, of course, this is where the moment where we see the residents in Ol Kalou confronted and cornered a suspected goon allegedly trying to disrupt yesterday's by-elections, demanding answers over who had sent them. So let's look at this and I'll translate where needed.
Sema haraka.
Hiyo mbogi.
Nani huyo?
Nani alikuwa?
Nani aliwatuma?
Oh,
so number one, people of Kenya are really tired. We're tired of the goons cases because this is rising the number of thefts also going on. We have so many people who are losing so many things, so many of their belongings because of the rising cases of goons. We've been having it's become too much to the point where now we can see the goons, they are attacking even motorists on the road, like drivers who are just minding their business by breaking the windows or stealing some the side mirrors, or I don't know so many things about a car. I'm gonna be learning all that, but stealing so much from our car, right? Just because again the government is boosting their ego, and now people are tired of this. People are tired of having this system. Instead of creating security, they're creating insecurity, and they'll rather take justice or matters into their own hands. So here is, he was being questioned who sent him, and it's even crazy because these people are working, not even being paid. You're being told, go distract this place, then after the work you'll be paid. And then we come 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks 2 weeks earlier, we saw one of the biggest goons coordinator was killed on a gunshot by the same people who hired him to go organize goons. And then when he demanded his money, they shot him. So this is so crazy.
Huyo hatumjui, huyo mwenye alio.
Na wewe ulitumwa na nani? Sema vizuri.
Toko yetu wewe ni Faith.
Faith nani?
Bado mnaona kitao.
Huyo ni nani?
Aliwaita, mlimuona ama?
Mimi mwagani. Huyu hawa wawili.
Hadi sasa umelipwa pesa ngapi?
Ile movement yao.
Hivyo vyote nimepigwa hadi na hao magonzi bado hawa serikali bado wametupiga pia. Ndio kwa maana kupotea juu sisi si wa huku, tukanotisiwa na watu wa huku.
Wewe ni wa wapi?
Mimi ni wa Gatimu.
Na walikuambia ukuje kazi gani walikuambia?
Sisi walituambia tukuje. Kwa hiyo gate mtu akivote tunamwambia aende ho. Hiyo ndio kazi yetu, ilikuwa kazi yetu.
Ulikuwa umetumwa na nani?
Yeah, so it was according to him, he's saying they were gathered by a group of politicians to go, of course, distract the elections, and not just distract, but also because people are trying to protect the election, the by-elections votes. We saw in Cameroon when the elections were going on, the youth decided to literally be the ones to count the votes, because of course, our elections globally, it's not even about Africa. The elections are always just rigged. The votes are always rigged, literally. So we saw in Cameroon, of course, the youths organizing themselves, counting the votes, but still they did manage to steal and put in a puppet who, of course, they really wanted, right? So in Ol Kalou, with the by-elections that were happening, and of course with the police officers being seen there, what happened is that the people voted and were waiting to be they wanted to be the ones to transport the votes where it's supposed to be counted. And apparently the goons were organized to ensure, the goons were sent there to tell the people who have voted to go home so that they won't protect the votes. I don't know if it really makes sense, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the guy is trying to actually describe that. It's so hard to kind of translate sometimes Swahili. It's just crazy.
Tukiwa tu hapo kwa hiyo gate, tukaambiwa na vijana wa huku bado walikuwa kwa hiyo mbogi yetu, tuondoke. Sisi tukaenda kando, tukaenda tukalala mahali tukiwa na hawa kulala. Gonzo alituamsha hapo na viboko.
Sawa, jina yako ni nani? Na ukiangalia vile umepigwa saa hii, unaweza sema hiyo
hiyo si wote adu wanyama walai.
Na kwa nini ulikubali kufanya hii kazi?
Exactly. I love the questions. So the questions are, why did you accept this money? Because it's being asked, is this money you took really worth your life? Because if you were killed here, what would you actually, you'd have even nothing to say because you're already dead, of course. So is it 3,000? Is it even worth enough your life? Because he's been beaten and is not being paid. He was promised to be paid after the job, but look at what has happened to him. So he's regretting, of course, his choices. But yes, Kenyans are really, really tired. So chat to, of course, the comment section. People are saying that not anyone hailing from Olkalau is top notch. These people, the standards they have put up, every Kenyan should emulate them. Exactly. And then someone also says this is a deep tissue massage. Other people are saying, of course, this is a good job, and of course, keep on instilling discipline because people are really, really tired, and we cannot keep up with this bullshit. And of course, moving on to looking at now the people who are
in a major security breach that nobody saw coming.
All right, yeah, exactly. Kenya has been ranked as one of the course with the highest thefts of presidents. Not really, but yes, I mean, Kenya has been ranked to be, I think, among one of the top. So yes, looking at how these people have been stealing our public funds, because those are our money, to go pay goons, they are goons themselves. I love calling them crooks personally, because these crooks have become crooked enough to now hire other crooks so that they can ensure a country, or we live in a country that is not working. So reports have it that this is actually
by a cyber attack of unprecedented magnitude.
One of Kenya's President William Ruto and former President Uhuru Kenyatta family's business dealings. I did not get the whole video fully, but I think I'm going to do my research, of course, during the weekend on this and see if I can present it on Monday. But let's take a look at this.
Has laid bare the secret business dealings of the country's most powerful families. The data breach, which targeted Kenya's business registration services, BRS, has exposed the extensive business networks of President William Ruto, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and several other high-profile individuals. But who was behind this sophisticated attack, and what does it mean for Kenya's ruling elite? The BRS, one of Kenya's most sensitive government agencies, holds private information on all registered companies, including their ownership, beneficial owners, and directors. The breach has sent shockwaves through political and business circles, as leaked documents reveal the full extent of the economic empires controlled by Kenya's most influential figures. With data including company names, directors, shareholders, ID numbers, phone numbers, and even home addresses, the cyber attack has stripped away layers of secrecy that have long shielded Kenya's elite from scrutiny. Could this be the biggest corporate espionage scandal in Kenya's history? Among the most eye-opening revelations is the business portfolio of First Lady Rachel Ruto. The leaked file suggests she is a key player in multiple sectors, with her son also having significant stakes in various enterprises. In a major...
Of course she is, because remember, we had the office of the First Lady, which has never existed in any of these regimes, created the moment Ruto came into presidency. It was the office of the First Lady and the office of the wife of the deputy president. And again, this is a way of them stealing our money, because questions go back every single time we're talking about the government expenditure, which is actually not making sense in certain areas. Why do we have the office of the First Lady? What does this do?
Even more striking is the mention of her daughter, now exposed as the owner of one of Kenya's most exclusive and high-end Airbnb properties.
Exactly. And this is Dimore's best friend, I'd say.
This raises serious questions. How deep do the Ruto family's business interests run? And what implications does this have for governance in Kenya? Equally staggering is the detailed revelation of former President Uhuru Kenyatta's financial footprint. While his foundation and the
I love how the AI is calling them Yuru. Yuru. It's Uhuru AI. Yuru. Yuru. What?
UR Kenyatta Institute Limited were widely known, the breach uncovered previously hidden dealings, including Uhuru Kenyatta Security and Cleaning Services,
It's so funny. Yuru.
a South African firm in which his brother holds considerable directorial and shareholder roles. With links to over 50 organizations, the Kenyatta empire appears more vast than previously imagined. But how does this newfound transparency affect the former president's legacy and public perception? The leak has also unveiled the extent of foreign involvement in Kenyan business. One of the most controversial findings is that the Narrowway Expressway, a critical infrastructure project, is owned by a company based in the United Arab Emirates. This raises troubling questions about Kenya's sovereignty in major development projects. How much control does the country truly have over its own assets? And what does this mean for future foreign investments? Even more striking is
Then continue.
authorities remain tight-lipped about who orchestrated the attack and how much data has been stolen. However, they have ruled out ransomware, a common tactic where cybercriminals demand money in exchange for stolen data. This has led to speculation that the leak was an inside job, possibly orchestrated by individuals with high-level access. Could this be an act of political sabotage aimed at shaking up Kenya's power structures? Adding to the chaos are reports that the stolen data is being sold on the dark web, further complicating the already murky situation. The implications are dire. Private information of business moguls and political figures is now in the hands of unknown cyber criminals. Could this trigger a wave of blackmail and targeted cybercrime against Kenya's elite? The breach has reignited urgent calls for Kenya to overhaul its data protection laws and significantly bolster its cybersecurity infrastructure. The country is already facing a cybercrime crisis, with a staggering 860 million attacks recorded last year. The Communications Authority of Kenya estimates that cybercrime cost the nation approximately $83 million in 2023, with over 1.1 billion cyber threats detected between April and June of 2024 alone. How many more breaches need to occur before decisive action is taken? Authorities remain tight-lipped about who orchestrated the attack and how much data has been stolen. However, they have ruled out ransomware, a common tactic where cybercriminals demand money in exchange for stolen data. This has led to speculation that the leak was an inside job, possibly orchestrated by individuals with high-level access. Could this be an act of political sabotage aimed at shaking up Kenya's power structures? Adding to the chaos are reports that the stolen data is being sold on the dark web, further complicating the already murky situation. The implications are dire. Private information of business moguls and political figures is now in the hands of unknown cyber criminals. Could this trigger a wave of blackmail and targeted cybercrime against Kenya's elite?
I don't think really so.
Kenya now stands at a crossroads. This scandal has exposed not just the vulnerabilities of its digital infrastructure, but also the deep entanglement of politics and business.
What I do believe from this information is there's just a large possibility again. Again, this why they have to be puppets, right? This why they have to be puppets, because it's not like this data is not accessible to, of course, the elite. Yeah, now the elites, because these people are puppets. Now we do have the elites, right? That's why they have to be puppets. This data is not like, it's not accessible by the elites. That's why it's so easy, like we saw recently in Sierra Leone, the former president, his charges were dropped. And I do wonder what he had done for him to be arrested or accused of treason first, and what has he agreed to for him to be now released or not arrested anymore. Because it's not like these people can't actually access this data. These people have control of every information. Let me just keep it at that. Every information. So I'd say literally looking forward to next year's election. This could be, if Ruto doesn't become a president, this can be used against him. Like, this is actually a clear, easy access of evidence of what he has done to literally, I'd say treason, literally, generally. This is a very easy access of all the dirty work that he has actually done. So I look forward to the full documentary of this video. I'm not really sure if it's on YouTube or on TikTok, but I'll look for it and I'll present it next week if I'm gonna find it, because also some people do short series of this kind of information. But of course, moving forward as well, we have France opening up the visa-free entry to 13 countries, but leaving Kenya out, which has sparked, of course, an online conversation from the people. And they're saying this is despite him being served ugali. It's the ugali part for me, because it shows this clear picture here of our very own famous Kenyan chef here. He's a very good cook, actually, and people, of course, called him out also for hosting Macron in his home or wherever he was doing this at, and them having ugali. So people are literally just laughing and mad about it at the same time. Someone says, we will take everything from you and give you nothing in return. Sainia. That is exactly France. And those are exactly our colonies. And I love how people actually, or rather how Kenyans understand things so much right now. It is just super impressive to see that I live in a very intelligent country, or intelligent surrounded type of a people country. It's really, really great, because those are when you talk about collaboration, cooperation, those are the bullshits we're being told. We will take everything from you and give you nothing. And I love actually that comment, because it clarifies or generalizes my topic. Actually, I do love that comment so much, because it does actually go back to my topic, which is what I'm talking about. We will take everything from you and give you nothing. And that, of course, comes to the cost of not knowing, because you don't know what you're signing into. Do you understand how the system has been designed? Do you understand the system is not designed to favor Africans, but rather take everything away from Africans, so we can keep on begging and looking at white people like our superior people, which is just super disgracing. Such a disgrace. Is that such a term? Disgrace. Yeah. It's such a disgrace, like for real, for real, for real. It is such a big disgrace. We will take everything from you. That is such, I love that quote. I gotta give this guy a like, whoever it is. We'll take everything, Queen Gadoni. Yes, we'll take everything from you, and in return, we give you nothing. And then we also have someone says, Kenya will always be the people pleaser of countries. It's not just Kenya. Many African countries are in this position. And that's what I'm saying again, the cost of not knowing. We think that sometimes when our countries are making decisions, this is just actually effective to us only, that other countries are not signing the same deals like the way we are, or being forced to sign the same deals, because sometimes it's not actually a request. Sometimes it's being forced upon these countries. And that's why we have to go back to questioning actually our continent's independency, level of independency, democracy, the sovereignty, all these terms. Are we really independent? That's what we go back to, So exactly, it's not just Kenya, according to me. Kenya will always be the people pleaser. African countries, and of course with their puppets coming in or being put in that position, will always be they'll be white people pleaser. They'll be always finding ways to please white people, because this position, understand, you're not here because of the people. You've not been chosen by the people. And that's why we go back to the elections, which we see now Kenyans are understanding. Our elections, of course, have always been rigged. And if we don't protect this come also next year, just with the by-elections, imagine the election, the general elections, how it's going to be. So shout out to the spirits of Kenyan. Also, someone says on the comments, why are you forgetting the privilege that we're given, that they were given a military base and immunity to their militants? Exactly. So again, goes back to, we will take everything from you and give you nothing, and even add an additional, cherries on top. We will kill your people because we've been given immunity for exploiting you. We will exploit you, take it to our country, benefit ourselves, make millions of it. Ruto and his family are the people to benefit, and of course his rest of the puppets working under him. And we will kill your people if they try to tell us what to do or what not to do. It is really, really crazy. They're saying any deal signed is just a benefit. Let me read that comment again. Why are you forgetting the privilege that they were given, a military base and immunity to their militants? Any deal signed is just to benefit the government, but not the citizens in any way. Dust is constant. By the way, if we still not be careful, dust is constant. By the way, if we're still not be careful on words. Exactly. That is so true. So many people also laughing about it. Someone says, who wrote this? I know, it's so crazy. It's the ugali part for me. But yeah, it's how people are, oh, Macron, oh my God, Macron. Some people are stupid enough to, oh my God, Macron, France is in Kenya, France is making a deal in Kenya. And at the cost of what? The cost of not knowing. That's the cost. Understand, we have 800, 700 French military troops in this country. What are they doing here? Despite us not even being colonized by them. What the F are these people doing here? Of course, it's our resources. We saw recently Trump bragging about, or was it Ruto, bragging about how America is going to be benefiting off our gold resources. Oh, we've made a deal so that Trump and the people can come and exploit us. And we're supposed to be happy? This is crazy. I'm going to read 3-4 comments of this. Says, it only applies to French overseas territories such as Reunion, Mayotte, French Polynesia, and New Caledonia. That's a country? I've never heard about that. New Caledonia. It does not grant visa-free travel to Paris or mainland Europe. Citizens from 13 countries still need standard CGEM visas to visit mainland France. And there also someone says the icing on the ugali was a military base. I know, exactly. Despite being served ugali, despite having a military base in this country, that should be the right term. Exactly. Despite these people having a military base in this country, they still did kick. They don't want you to be having access of, their country. And this is a punch below the belt to our very own Uncle Rakus. Isn't Rakus? Yeah. And then the last 3 comments someone says consequences of being a pick-me. I know, it's so crazy. Shout out to Kenyans, man. Kenyans are super, super bright. I'm telling you. It makes me happy. It just makes me happy to see my people are so informed of what is happening in our country. Speaking about our colonies, now, we saw a few weeks ago, we talked about Kenyans still paying pension to their colonizer, Britain. So, after, of course, that information leaked and Kenyans are starting to understand what has been happening, why our taxes are still high, or why some of, part of our taxes are still high and the taxes we pay without us knowing. Britain hits us back by saying that we owe them. So listen to this. The former UK Home Secretary and British politician Suella Braverman has sparked widespread criticism after suggesting that the former British colonies, including Kenya, should compensate Britain for what she described as country's historical investment in those territories. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Are we serious? Like somebody pinched me from this. Man, I could not believe this. Actually, I saw this on Wednesday, and I said I'm going to talk about it today because I couldn't talk about it yesterday because of the program, how I have them arranged. I was really shocked. So it's not enough or shameful enough after this exposure of Kenyans knowing that we've been paying pension. No, it's not enough. It's not even shameful, actually. That's the right term. It's not even shameful enough. It goes deeper. Oh my God, this is so crazy. It is so crazy. They go back and say that this is an investment. So having concentration camps, which is I understood very well, which brought to this creation of jails, concentration camps, just because you couldn't call a white person my lord, master, which we saw Ugandans say, no, you cannot do that. That is so backward. How dare you say that we cannot call each other my lord? It's so crazy, but yeah. Having men's penises cut, having children and women raped, all these atrocities you committed in this country, it's not still, man, white people, again, shout out to Keith. Shout out to Keith, man. Times change, they don't. For real, for real. For real, for real. This is a clear evidence. And so much of what we're going to talk about tonight, because the crimes that are happening when it comes to Black people, oh my God, they're so devastating. Very, very devastating. The videos I have queued for tonight's show, oh my God, they are so devastating. Very, very devastating. So her comments came in response to the renewed calls for Britain to pay reparations for slavery and colonialism. Rather than supporting those demands, Braveman argued that modern-day Britain should not be financially responsible for actions committed centuries ago, adding that the British Empire invested heavily in infrastructure, governance, and institutions, as if we asked for them. Number one, which infrastructures? As a matter of fact, you've taken Africa back to the trenches, because before you guys invaded us, Africa had empires. Africa had so much that today is as scarce as much as it's available, but only benefits you people. These are the same people who have large capacity of lands in every country they colonized. So we should be, actually, it's like we should be happy because we are colonized. We should be thankful that we were colonized, because I think I saw a video like that. I think I saw a certain, I don't know if I have it queued, but I think I saw a certain video like that, which was, we should be grateful because we were colonized. Are you kidding me? We should be thankful for colonization. We had empires standing. We had so much standing. Kingdoms. But today, Africa cannot even trace back to this history because you've killed it all. The culture, everything. You've destroyed it all. But no, we should be actually thankful for you coming to destroy all that. So, goes ahead and adds that Britain should not be financially responsible for actions committed centuries ago, adding that the British Empire invested heavily in infrastructure, governance, and institutions across its colonies. She also went to suggest that if reparations were to be discussed, former colonies should instead pay Britain back, imagine, for those contributions. The remarks quickly, of course, triggered the backlash across Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond. Critics argued that Britain's colonial rule involved itself in exploitation, land depossession till to date. We've seen that. We still talk about that. Forced labor and economic extraction. marking that the suggestions are deeply offensive to many whose countries continue to deal with the long-term effects of colonialism. Supporters of reparation also pointed to historical records showing that Britain compensated slave owners after abolition, rather than those who had been enslaved, a fact frequently referenced in discussions about historical justice. The debate has reignited global conversations about colonial history, accountability, and whatever former colonial powers should provide reparations to countries affected by their imperial rule. Again, to the comment section, I always say, every time you bump into an article, a video regarding Africa conversations, go to the comments. It won't take you don't have to read the whole comments, just the 5. You'll understand so much from the people's thinking. It will tell you what people understand and what people don't understand. The first question, who sent them exactly? So we should be grateful for colonization. This is just super crazy. A whole member of parliament. Someone says we paid 500 plus years with blood, sweat, tears, and more blood, and more tears, and more blood. Literally. Man, white people, time changes. They really don't. They really never change for real, for real. Man, I really pity our women who really sleep with these people. Oh my God, because they don't like us for shit. And actually talking about it, why they don't like us, right? Oh shit, I removed that. I was supposed to cue something. Let me cue it very quickly. Talking about why they don't like us. I bumped into this video of this lady who was talking about why they don't like black people is because of the black joy. They don't like to see the black joy. Understand, when you go back to the African history or historical conversations, you find that, number one, we were very abundant. We're still very abundant. It's just that this we're not getting access of all this abundantness. It's been get I want to use get kept. It's all just been, of course, benefiting the white people. Let me just say that. And the puppets who are here. Let me see if I can find that video. Where is it? She was saying we don't like to see the black joy. We don't like to see black people. Here it is. Here it is. Oh no. Please allow me. Oh no, it's not allowing me to play it. No, oh my God, it's not allowing me. It's not allowing me to play it. Oh my God, it has refused. But yeah, she was explaining why why white people hate black people. Yeah, why white people hate black people because of their joy. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can play it from my phone. I think I can play it from my phone, the audio. Where is it? Let me play from my phone. Just a second. Let me play it from my phone so you guys can hear the audio here. You need to understand, you don't run America. Not this one. That is not the one. Yeah, so okay, that's not the one. Let me see. Where is it? I hope I queued it. I don't know if I really queued it. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, okay. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Good.
So, hey, Boo. I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate Black joy. We cannot tolerate Black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for Black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with Black people, I think. Because again, we don't like Black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want Black judges. We don't want anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect
you
and entertain us.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have a Black teacher.
Asleep.
We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends.
So a clarification of saying they're always murdered, unlike another white person who said this is suicide. You know, these people just commit suicide. So you're clarifying actually when Black kids in America disappear with white friends, it's not suicide. It's not, oh, he was, because when you look at especially the Nolan case, I bet maybe some of you have seen the updates of what is happening. There's so much literally connecting, it's evident. There's so much evidence already. I don't know what investigations are going on with all these evidences already out. This young kid was killed. Yeah, because why? They can't tolerate Black joy, intelligence. Because how dare you be joyful around me as a white person? How dare you? How dare you be joyful? And it's crazy because I always say, us as Black people and what I've seen around Black people globally is that we find ways, even in bad times, even in the worst times, Black people still find ways of finding joy in it. And a good example, we make fun examples of when you're jobless. You know, it's crazy. When you're jobless, I don't know if this happens in every African country or Black people's lives, but when you're jobless or just having so many things going on around your life, you will still find people who are going to bring joy to your life, you know, or be surrounded by joy, which will make you forget what you're thinking about, you know, to keep you pushing, to keep you hoping, you know. Black people, we find ways of creating joy still even in our worst days. Okay, a good example of the history of Black Americans, which I understand so well right now, right? Look at the chitlins. Look at how I've been sharing these videos of food and all that. I mean, we had white people, just because, of course, they didn't want to see Black people eating good and well like them, despite making them cook for them or maybe do all that shit, slavery. They were giving them chitlins, pig foot, the pig nose and all that, you know. But Black people still found a way to create and make this food delicious, you know, despite it being something that is supposed to go to the trash. Black people found a way of making so much. Look at the history of oxtail. Look at the history of so many foods, like so many things. Black people always still find ways of finding joy in whatever they do. And that's what they hate, because we're so intelligent enough to recreate or to create. Because again, we're the original humans here. We're the real gods here. You know? These people still, they hate that. They want to put you in shit so much that even despite you being in shit, you find ways of being joyful. You find ways of navigating or going through it, you know, and living life, which they can't. I mean, look at today, look at America today. And of course, how Trump is effing up everything, right? We have white people crashing out. Look at Black people. Despite the many jobs that have been lost, Black people are still trending in many different things and are joyful. You know, it's so crazy. It is just so crazy. Man, oh my God. Shit. I love the fact that I have so much information, man. I consider it as a big blessing for me that I'm so informed, man. And shout out to Blackout Fire. Shout out to Blackout Fire for real. I find joy that I'm so aware of so many things, and it is so sad because sometimes, at the same time, it makes me really, I don't want to say undermine people who don't have information, but at the same time makes me undermine people who don't have information and are not even willing to learn about it. Because there's so much power in knowing. And again, goes back to my conversation. The cost of not knowing will cost you everything. The cost of not having information or being properly educated will cost you so much. Will cost you your whole life, your whole generation. So, man, for me, I consider it a big flex, a big blessing, a flex fast, and a blessing at the same time that I have this information I have today about so many things going on globally. Because we were having a discussion yesterday on the reaction time. We were not able to be on YouTube yesterday because of our internet messing up and all that. And there's how also data doesn't allow us to just stream on Nivos for so many reasons. But it's a lot of process, literally. But we were having a discussion on, I was telling Shumani how personally, when I listen to certain conversations and again, go to the comment section and I see how people are reasoning, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm so mature enough, so intelligent enough, smart enough to just, can never be me in those people of, you know, in certain comments, can never be me. Because people reason totally different and it's super crazy. But yeah, with this is just super crazy, man. White people, god damn,
And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear Black people is what comes down through the DNA. So, hey, boo, I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate Black people is because we cannot tolerate Black joy. We cannot tolerate Black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for Black people than it does for Asian people or
Yeah, so literally, so it's super, super crazy. Stay guided. Shout out to Kenyans. That is a term we use here a lot. Stay guided. Understand, as a Black person, stay guided. You know, stay very much guided. Because these people, they don't like us for nothing. They don't like us for shit. But as we get into our main conversation now, excuse me, we have news and updates moving away from that. Coming from Uganda, this morning, very tragic, where 20 students have lost their lives in a bus crash in Uganda. They're saying that the 20 children and one adult were killed on Friday when their bus overturned in Uganda. The group from King David Junior School in the capital, Kampala, were returning from a trip to CP Falls in Kapchorwa district, where the crash occurred, information by the police. And in quotes, according to the police, is that the driver reportedly lost control of the vehicle, which veered off the road, struck a large stone along the roadside, and overturned. The crash claimed the lives of one adult male and 20 pupils, with 3 adult males and several juveniles sustained injuries. The statement said again by the police. The Uganda has a poor road safety. Since we're talking about the cost of not knowing, we're going to be focusing on Benin and how these people's roads are so bad. And like I said, as much as the information is covered by a white person, I'm going to be very clear on my video, or rather my information. So before you come here, say da 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 da. Nah. Yeah, it's of course, and then we know white people what they do when it comes to our poverty, how they make money. Shout to Brian Traore again for saying that non-NGO companies should, NGOs companies, should stop capturing videos of vulnerable people's people in vulnerable situations, because that's how they make money. Yeah, so of course Uganda has bad roads. And many African countries have bad roads. Don't just get that wrong. It's not just Uganda, but Uganda is on another level. Personally, I always say Uganda is just on another level, which is just so crazy and mind-blowing. But Uganda has poor road safety record. Last year, 2 buses collided on a major highway in Uganda, killing 46 people. In 2024, there were 4,434 fatal collisions and 5,144 deaths, according to a report. So this is crazy. Most of the accidents, if you ask me, what I've understood about the roads, because shout to even Kenyans shedding light about this, even our road projects, you'll find sometimes the estimated distance or speed, the estimated speed on a road, how they are written, it's not how it's supposed to be. It's even maybe lesser or more, you know. So you'll find maybe somewhere where you're not supposed to be overspeeding, it's written maybe you should be speeding. I don't know. And then somewhere where you're supposed to be slowing down, it's written you're supposed to be speeding. You know, I've seen so many complaints from the Kenyan drivers personally about our road structures and how they really create accidents. And that is something that goes back to, again, who do we give these construction deals to, you know? The Chinese, the people who don't like us, of course they don't like us, so they will try to kill us. So they can come and live in our countries, you know, and take over our lands. But Africa has really poor and bad road structures. Despite us paying billions of money to contractors, the Chinese contractors, we still end up having the worst, poor, pathetic roads. A good example I love using is the expressway road, because it was so hyped, so hyped, yet that is one of the pathetic roads we have. Every time it rains, it floods. It's like you have a swimming pool there for free. Literally, cars water getting into the cars. You know, boda people cannot even, and that's the highway that is supposed to be actually helping you or saving you. Water pouring down from above to the people now who are below, you know, it's just super crazy. So Africa has we have poor development being done. Let me just call it that. We have poor development infrastructure. Everything being done is just so backward. So we're not supposed to be bragging about anything. We're not supposed to. We are not supposed to be bragging about nothing about our development. But do you know people who can brag? Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso has the right to brag about everything, because I'm going to share this just for a few minutes and then focus, of course, on the main conversation, because the video is quite long, and that's why I came early, because the conversations of today, I wanted to take my time to just talk about it. And yeah, I'm going to share this. We've seen, of course, so many major developments that Ibrahim Traore has done. You're talking about road infrastructures. This is something being done not by the Chinese contractors, but by the people. Understand the people. This has created, of course, job opportunities, employment, and taken the country to another level that France and the rest say that it could never be without their presence. He has proven so many African countries wrong, and the white people wrong, for always saying Africa can never govern itself. So this is a prime example, of course, of how our roads, our buses should be, you know. Try to Ibrahim Traore again. I'm asking for a sister. Is he married? I'm asking for a sister. Is he married? Does he need a second wife? You know, I'll give it up to, you know, I'll find him one if he's looking for some, because yes, he just is an amazing leader, such a man with intentions, and there's people, that is just all people are asking for all across Africa, leaders with intentions, not leaders with shout to Ruto right now. I'm just seeing on my phone right now, Ruto is out here busy saying a country cannot be built on empty words. Who is talking? Excuse me? A country cannot be built on empty words. And he also calls himself a master of politician. So you're telling us a country cannot be built on empty words, which is what you've been doing. Number one, empty words, not fulfilling anything for the Kenyans, to the point where you have to create, of course, a goon structure, because people are demanding answer and they want you so out because, hey, there's nothing you're doing. You're scrapping away free system of education. There's no development you've done. You're not creating job opportunities. And yet you are a man of his words. You're a master of politician. You're a master of politicians when it comes to killing. That's what you're trying to tell Kenyans. You're a master of politicians when it comes to killing, not improving, not building. Going back to what we said this week, right? Was it this week or last week? African leaders always have cooperate, collaborate, eliminate, destroy, but they never have words like let's build, rebuild, let's create. You know, let's do something about our continent going forward. They never have such terms: build, create, reconstruct, invest. There's never such terms of we need the good bank people so that we can invest. It must come with some white man on the picture who doesn't want to see us living good like you've had. They don't want the black joy. They want to see you suffering so that they can come here with their NGOs. Hey, you know, there's some kids in Africa, somewhere in Uganda and Kenya and Burkina Faso, and they need some help. Can we just create some NGO so we can help these people? With the fake crocodile tears? Let's show you what a man does.
The bus transit system. You won't believe how many buses, you know, are in this particular.
I don't really have the speakers. I feel like the sound is so low. I hope you guys can hear it correctly. Please let me know. I don't know where my audience also is today. Shout out to y'all if you guys are listening. I don't know how my people are today. But shout y'all. For those who are gonna be catching this show on a replay, I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah. But this is what Amanda is.
On where I am.
This park is a small. We have another park for back here where we save both of them.
Okay, so these are not the only buses here.
No.
There are more buses.
Yeah. We have another park at the back here where we save some over there.
You see the way the face of this one looks, this two, you know?
He's so pretty.
It's quite different from...
Oh my God, they're so pretty. Look at the eye. Oh my God, they're so pretty.
This one. This bus looks like it looks like a train.
It does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one is, I think, currently not in use, but it's working. So this is what, you know, the seats look like.
Well, I love the seats. For me, it's the seats for me. They're so classy for me. Man, they're so classy for me. Could never be the Kenyan matatu. And not just the matatu, because I told you guys yesterday, when I was briefing, I'm going to talk about this conversation today. I said, when you talk about our Kenyan matatu, we have a different type of matatus, right? So when you talk about the Kenya matatu culture, and which have maybe this, this is leather. Our matatu, the ones you see with the graphics, designs, and all that, they're classy. Those are actually very classy. But for me, I don't like them because they are so loud. They're so loud. I remember 2 weekends ago when I was going for a certain event, I used one of those matatus because they're the only ones you can find for that route I was going. And man, I was like, the moment I got in, I was like, God damn it, I've not done this in a minute. I hope they just drive with decency, you know, because the last time I took such a matatu, the Nganya culture, we call them Nganya, the Nganya culture, I had a panic attack like crazy because of the loudness and how they drive. Because these people drive really super. You're gonna get where you're going actually very quick using Nganya rather than using a normal matatu. So our normal matatus have really bad, I'd say, maintenance. You'll find, as I was saying, you'll find some of these matatus that are so dirty. You can go back with a lot of bed bugs to your house, like a lot of bed bugs. They even cockroaches on these matatus. I'm telling you, because of the bad maintenance services, it's so crazy. But Shatri Ibrahim Traore, I do love this type of seats for me. I wish you could have this in our matatus, our normal matatus, not the Nganyas with the graphic designs, but the normal matatu, because this is actually easy to maintain according to me, if you ask me, rather than this material type of seat on a matatu. Because if you're not willing to maintain your car, please, it's a lot of cockroaches and bed bugs in some of these matatus of ours. It's crazy.
Wow, guys, this is impressive.
So, yeah, it's interesting, beautiful.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Afam, and guys, I'm still in Burkina Faso, bringing you some of the infrastructural development, or any development for that matter, you know, that's happening here in Burkina Faso, and that has been happening here for the past few years since President Ibrahim Traore, you know, took over power. It's worthy to note that Burkina Faso has been in the doldrums for too long, and since the new president entered office, he decided to make a lot of changes, you know, things that were not in Burkina Faso before. You know, they are gradually introducing new infrastructure, whether it is agriculture, whether it is transportation, whether it is hospitals, whatever it is, you know, a lot of things are actually coming up. And I think you people need to be very patient, you know, with the president, because he's taking it one step at a time. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you one of the most important, you know, one of the biggest changes that has happened in Burkina Faso since he took over office. And that is, you know, the bus transit system. You won't believe how many buses, you know, are in this particular compound where I am. You know, I will be going around and I'll be showing you, and I will try as much as possible to get into one of them to show you what it looks like inside, and probably also take a bus, you know, from one location to another, just to show you the system of the bus transportation here. You know, as usual, I'm here with my guide, Mohammed.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Mohammed,
yes.
How are you?
I'm cool. You're welcome.
Yes, we are here again.
You're good.
Yes.
Let's see.
So Mohammed is my tour guide here in Burkina Faso. If you ever come into Burkina Faso, he's the #1 person, the right person for you to reach out to. So I'm going to leave his number in the description. You can call him, you can send a WhatsApp message, you know, whatever it is, you can contact him. He knows, you know, Burkina Faso like the palm of his hands. You know, if you want him to take you around Ouagadougou or even take you to Bobo Dioulasso,
yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
he can take you anywhere.
Yeah.
You understand? So this is the right plug for you here in Burkina Faso. So Mohammed,
yes,
where are we?
Now we're there for Faso Sotraco.
Sotraco.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're there for Sotraco. Yeah.
What did Sotraco mean? You know the meaning?
Sotraco mean the buses.
Okay.
Where Captain Ibrahim Traore bought it for our students, brothers going to market, schoolers. Those people have a wedding. If you want to take people traveling, you can come for rent. Good bus, air condition. We get them mini. We have them mini. Even this park is a small. We have another park for back here where we save both of them.
Okay, so these are not the only buses here.
No.
There are more buses.
Yeah. We have another park at the back here where we save some over there. Then now here, early in the morning, they are turning. They start in the 5 o'clock in the morning to in the evening by 7.
By
to
7.
8, they close.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you remember when these buses, you know, came into Burkina Faso?
It's not so long because of before this one we was having old ones, but the old ones was not comfortable. But this type just come is recently.
Recently.
Yeah.
But President Ibrahim Traore is doing a lot of things.
A lot of things.
You
a
know?
lot of things.
And this is one of the things that he's doing. So
we can't say this one and this one. We can say a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
He's doing
good things.
He's doing the Guaga Bobo Expressway.
The Guaga Bobo, the big route.
Yeah.
Last time we go meet them there, but they are going forward.
Okay, so guys, we're also going to check, you know, that.
Yeah.
You know, my previous video, I showed you the road that goes around Ouagadougou. So subsequently, I'm going to be showing you the Guaga Dioulasso Expressway. So, but meanwhile, let's check out, you know, these buses and tell you everything you need to know about what is happening here, you know, as far as these buses are concerned, guys.
The numbers starting for there, you can see numbers.
Okay, so these are the numbers. So every bus has a unique number. You know, this is 425. Guys, you won't believe how many, this is not all, but you won't believe the number of buses that are here. There are so many that I can't count. And this is not even, you know, there's like he said, there's another location where they go to park, you know, some of the buses, you know. And one very important thing I need to tell you, this compound, you understand, they are going to tar this road, right?
Yeah.
They are going to tar this road.
Sure.
They are taking it one step at a time.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. I love this. So not only is he buying buses, but also developing roads and proper roads. Some bullshit costing us billions, and it's all pathetic. Man, shout out to Ibrahim Traore. I wish he was our president for real. I wish this was Kenya. Man, I really wish. I really wish. Sometimes I look at these developments. I'm like, oh man, I wish this was our country. Our president is just here playing a big mouth and not doing anything. It's so crazy. But now looking at what Ibrahim Traore is doing, of course, using his resources, number one, understand this development is not only being done, it's not being done like many African countries we've seen, going back to the World Bank, the IMF to take loans for them to develop a country, right? These developments are being done using the resources of the country. I mean, literally, the money generated from the resources of the country, if that sounds better. The money generated from the income of the country. There is no going to the white person or the white people to beg them, because that was Never. Africa again go back to history. We had everything before these white people came here, but it is the audacity of them saying we should actually be paying them. We're paying pensions already, but no, we should actually be thankful, but because they brought us infrastructure, empires. You killed our empires. You killed our infrastructures. You killed our kingdoms. And now you want to talk about, oh, you know, Black people should be grateful because we were colonized? Are you kidding me? Are you really joking? Again, white people never change. Oh my God. It is crazy and mind-blowing every single time. But yes, unlike many other African countries exporting their resources and getting breadcrumbs, and only the puppets benefiting and not the people or the country, Burkina Faso is doing totally the opposite. So now let's look at how majority of the African countries, just like majority of the African countries, because understand this is not just happening in Benin, just like majority of the African countries, how the cost of not knowing costs us a lot. Let's take a look at this. No matter of fact, let me put my copyright disclaimer because according to the page, I see my video might be taken down, but yes, this is for only educational purposes under the copyright disclaimer under the section 107 of the Copyright Act 1977. This is only going to be used for teaching and educational purposes only. So kindly YouTube be nice and fair to me as I share this. So let me go back. Yeah. Patricia Mosquito, how are you doing today? Hope your week has been fantastic and welcome.
The animals of the savannah no longer run away when they hear this strange sound.
So understand Benin is a big producer. According to, of course, information is that Benin most vulnerable resources are in its agricultural products. And the country's warm weather helps farmers grow crops well. Major farm goods include cotton, which is what we're sharing about, cashew, palm oil, and shea butter, and also some pineapples. Benin also mines some gold, limestone, and marble, and it has offshore oil reserves too. The cash crop literally majorly is cotton, which is the biggest crop. Benin is one of the top cotton growers in Africa. But look at the road structures.
The creaking noises of this truck
This is for gossiping purposes. That's so funny.
are known all over Bariba in Benin. Zachary is the unfortunate owner.
Oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, this is
Where are you? How you work?
Oh my God. You'll find that bridge maybe costed you'll find that bridge costed billions of money in Cameroon currency. Crazy. It's like the one we saw in Kenya, which was so incomplete, and they said it costed 1.something billion. What the hell? It's always the joke. God damn.
So, you want to hear
Let me see if we say. It is thanks to cotton farming that I was able to buy this truck, and the truck is still pathetic. At the time, the cotton fields were a good way to make. So when he bought the truck at that time, I bet what he's trying to say is that there was a good income, you know. And of course, when white people or these private whatever, and also the leaders themselves, because they're a big factor of why a country never develops when it comes to its resources, because they want to make white people smile more than their people, right? We've seen how our markets are always destroyed, which will end up being completely taken over by maybe a white person. They say the climate has really changed, which actually makes it also very hard for them to farm, cultivate, and it also rarely rains. Now, we've seen, of course, going back to that, talking about climate change, this is where we understand these people are controlling the weather nowadays. They have, they have weapons, weather control weapons. So could be also maybe another trigger why this is happening.
From October to January, the north of Benin lives at the pace of the cotton harvesting. The fibre represents around 40% of the country's exports. For months, rickety trucks travel the country's roads at their great risk. Cotton is the country's wealth, but the rural countryside is poor. Huge amounts of water are required to grow it. During the harvest, day and night, Benin revolves around all things cotton. For almost a week, around 100 drivers have been hoping to load their trucks with cotton. A never-ending wait, without any conveniences or comforts, never being able to move away from their vehicles.
Si on laisse les camions comme ça, les voleurs peuvent venir voler de n'importe quoi. Ils peuvent venir enlever gasoil ou batterie.
Yeah, so he says when he leaves the car, there are these old trucks. People will come and steal the goods, the cotton, and even steal the fuel from the car. It's crazy.
Et avant, il avait combien de millions de kilomètres quand il a pris?
Bon, c'est utilisé sur les blancs, on ne sait pas comment ils ont utilisé ça. Avant de nous amener ça, des fois ils vont réduire les compteurs. C'est mon apprenti. Il est venu apprendre lui-même pour être chauffeur. Oui, il voyage avec moi.
Draman and his apprentice transport the bales of cotton, which are processed in this factory. They're hoping to load the truck up today, but there seems to be little hope of that. The factory dates back to the 80s, and so do its safety regulations. In amongst this deafening racket, around 50 factory workers clean the cotton of its impurities. After waiting for 9 days, the eagerly awaited miracle is finally here. Draman loads up 24 tons of cotton.
Bon, j'introduis le chariment pour que ça ne va pas manquer.
The driver has to deliver the bales in less than 24 hours to the port of Cotonou. The name of the city sounds strangely like a homage to the precious plant. Far from it, Cotonou actually means river of death, just like the road that leads there. 600 kilometers at full speed all the way to the other side of the country. During celebrations, the Beninese dance the teke. And when they drive, they dance the shake, a dance created for the road and its endless bumps and turns.
Yeah, so he's saying the roads are being badly done. Exactly. Because for me, most of the accidents, again, I'll say it's not because of the driver's recklessness or it was nah. The roads are bad. The roads in Africa are bad. Very bad. A lot of holes that throw us around the cabin.
It's only after several kilometers that Draman is able to fully start the truck. Even beneath all its modern features, the vehicle has reached the old age of 40. Once he's reached 100 kilometers an hour, Draman barely touches the brake.
Celui que j'ai klaxonné, si je vois il ne va pas céder la place, je le serre la place.
Mais tu t'arrêtes jamais en fait.
Non, la piéton non, mais s'il est au bon milieu de la voie, je peux m'arrêter. Pour se protéger, c'est pas des gris-gris, en plus notre prière. Et puis nous les Africains, on est toujours sécurisés.
Joby.
How you doing?
Yeah, they cut your show off.
Oh no! Oh my! I knew it. Shit! I knew it. Man.
Yeah, they cut. Yeah,
yeah.
Your copyright thing. You're off of YouTube. That's what I was coming to let you know. They cut you off. Sure. Yeah, they cut you off. They want. I mean, those guys want to keep their profits on their own video, their own documentary. So they cut you off. And no showing about rickety Benin and the raggedy ass roads and the raggedy trucks.
Damn, that's so sad. This is an interesting video. Oh my god, because it shows the reckless roads.
But it's showing the roads
are exploiting. Yeah, because Benin being a large. Actually, I didn't actually know that it's one of the largest cotton producers in Africa, and how
I didn't know that either.
Tells a lot about, number one, how people are so underpaid. The country itself also is not using its resources, of course, correctly, just like many African countries.
Of course, most of those resources go to France, and the rest of them go to the crooked leaders That's why Africa doesn't develop, has all these resources, never goes back to the people. People never paid. This kind of shit. I'm trying to find me to bring Katie involved. Katie, you live in Africa. They don't pay you guys no money. They always cheat you. You don't get paid on time. So when I get rid of you, it's going to be rough for you. But this is Africa-wide. It's a problem with these fake leaders, why they keep putting their puppets in, because it's a system of extraction to take away from Africans. Oh, you're gonna take that down, Joby, so your show can come back up.
Okay.
It's an extraction. It's an extraction of African resources on purpose. It's the whole thing. It's Africa stays poor. You need Africa to stay poor so everybody else can be rich. So, because that's their pyramid scheme too. It benefits their pyramid scheme. White on top, black on the bottom globally. Because should nobody in Africa be poor? But also, that's the reason why you got bad education in Africa. That's why, shout out to the Kenyans. To me, like I said, to me right now, the Kenyans are the most educated, most able to reason. Most Africans are stupid on purpose. You can't pay school fees. Shout out to even Toure. All school is free. Not no fake. Sometimes might be hidden fees. All school in Burkina Faso is free. That's why they want to murder them. So you don't want to educated African people to know that they're being stolen from. You want to keep them in goofy religions. You want to keep them not knowing how shit works. You want to keep them backward. Like you said, messed up roads. Should have been built good roads. If cotton, like you said, the critical thinking. If cotton is your number one of your best exports. What happened? Okay, you back live. Oh, wait for a second.
Okay.
Wait. I got it. I got this thing open. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, there we go. And my YouTube still open. I was hearing myself echo back in my ear. But but what you find out, common sense, critical thinking. That's your export. Why would you build the roads to get your exports to market? Why would you build the roads after fucking fake 60 years of this fake independence? It don't cost a lot of money, Joe, to build roads.
Exactly. It doesn't. But we have these politicians always say billions of money.
I know.
What?
They'll never get built. It's crazy. But when you got the white people in certain, like Namibia, got white people that they got roads. Got South Africa, white people, they got roads. But where African people at, no roads can get built. Roads cost $10 billion now. Because the scam is to make sure you don't develop, Joey. That's the scam. The scam is to make sure they get these fake terrorist groups. They got America coming to Burkina Faso. Let us help you with the terrorists. The terrorists are you. And Saudi finally realized the terrorists are them. Your Boko Harams, your Al Shabaabs, all this fake shit is funded by the West to make sure African people can never keep their resources. That it goes to them, makes them wealthy. Because now they finally realize, what does Europe have? Nothing. Europe don't have any resources.
Nothing. They have nothing.
Bad land, food trucks. So they never got good land to plant shit over there. So what do they have? Nothing. It's all been propped up by Africa and their savagery, creating weapons to invade Africa and keep it. That's what you're dealing with. And the African puppets, they say, you know what? For dignity purposes, I got to at least build shit for my people just to have dignity, so I'm not looked at crazy around the world. They too ready to be the big head nigga instead of goddamn pulling the country up. I want to be the big head nigga. I know I want to be the big head nigga. Leave everybody in poverty. It's me and my goofy family. So they'll laugh and stock all around the world. But you got colonizers like an Arab prince.
white people are so selfish, like really, really selfish. That's why I shared the other video we saw. If you are watching, we can see the white woman who's admitting they don't like to see black people happy, of course, successful, intelligent. That's why we have, of course, this education.
Talking about the greenhouse up there. Show me the greenhouse on land. So now I miss it. So you get a white lady saying what, Joby?
I'm saying the white lady, I was sharing her video. I'm saying white people are so selfish because we can see how that white lady has explained so well the position we are in Africa or Africans globally, because our joy, our success,
what she say?
It does trigger them.
Yeah.
Let me because
yes, it does. It makes them angry.
Because I was sharing that because of this.
I told you, Joby. I told you, Joby. I should tell you, am I breaking up? They get joy and seeing us all fucked up. They get angry when you're living in your joy and your happiness and living decent. They don't like that.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Joby.
Why do we had a member of parliament. I just discussed this, but as we get closer to winding up, man, that has destroyed my show. I was to share that video. I'm gonna share it with you guys on WhatsApp on the group for you guys to watch it, because the roads are really pathetic, and it is so sad to see, because this is Africa as a continent, and that's why I started with Burkina Faso.
But guess what? But not in Northern Africa, where they got the white Arabs who invaded. They got roads, Joby. Only in Black Africa, not down in white South Africa. They got roads, and Namibia's got good roads because white people there. In Black Africa, the roads are fucked up.
Exactly. We can see how Burkina Faso is doing amazing, major
good roads. They're trying to kill them.
Providing free education, free hospitals, free buses, not just free buses, but ensuring also you're driving on a good road, you know.
Free buses.
Looking at the situation of Uganda, those kids who are being killed, that is not even the driver. Those are
what happened? Wait. What happened in Uganda? Who got killed? What happened?
In Uganda, we had 20 students who lost their lives, and the driver this morning. And personally, I was talking about the accidents in Africa. Sometimes it's never the driver's recklessness; it's the roads. Roads are so bad because
that road you was driving home, going to home. That time you showed that video when Demo shot that video. That road was terrible, Joe. I'm scared to death. I'm like, oh my God! When I get, you guys be careful. That road you was on is, you shouldn't even be learning on no shit like that. That shit's dangerous as hell.
The roads are so pathetic. I've seen the Kenyan discussing about it. Sometimes you find even the estimated is not how the road is, structured. The estimated speed is not how you're supposed to be operating on that road, because the road is so pathetic.
It's so bad. That's right.
Yeah, that's most of these accidents. But it's even crazy now, because when you go back to Africa again, this of course is the structure of the white people, how they ensure Africa will never develop. The people are not happy because our joy kills them. Us being successful, being happy because we should be good, and that's how they found us living good. That's what I'm saying. We had empires, we had a lot of development in this continent before this.
Well, of course, you're wealthy. If you're the richest continent, of course.
But we have the audacity as always, where they always feel entitled about their deeds and trying to justify their deeds. Because what this member of parliament who said, this is a former UK Home Secretary and Britain.
Yeah, she said that's the Indian racist lady talking about Africa should and the Caribbean islands should pay England for reparations for being colonized and enslaved. Shout out to that lady from Barbados. The black president of Barbados said this lady's out of her fucking mind. We're supposed to pay you back for enslaving us. Are you? They said, are you on crack? Are you sick? She said, are you evasive?
gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up with this video again, just to listen to this again, because Africans, this is where we need to understand our development is not a coincidence. There's nothing as a coincidence. Again, that is something personally I've understood for a very long time. This is all designed. This is all by design, because if they see us successful, happy, thriving, it triggers them, because naturally these are animal, unhappy people, unhappy people just by who they are. Listen to this.
So, hey, Boo, I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence.
That's what I've been saying.
Black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or
because black people in the bottom, exactly.
People.
They allow them to have some success. They won't feel threatened. But black people is like it's an unwritten rule that it destroys the mind, because they say because that's why they get happy. You're supposed to be their servants, their slaves, they're completely beneath them. So it'll hit different, even though they don't like Asians or Hispanic people, Mexicans, all of them. The racism is not as brutal as it is with black people. Black, when they see you happy, I told you, they love to see you all fucked up. That's why they like to go to Africa, show that poverty porn. They love it when you're all fucked up. It gives them joy. When you thriving and Africa's all good, that's what I told you. I try to teach you Negroes, till Africa gets its shit together, all black people on the planet will be fucked up. So Africa learns to get dignity and self-respect, all black people will get no dignity, no self-respect. I don't care what the hell you call yourself, a goofy Indian or whatever. So Africa gets off its goddamn knees. Nobody black, I don't care if you're in Brazil, fucking Jamaica, nobody's getting any respect until the African gets off his fucking knees. So, until the African get back his dignity and be unapologetically black again. That's the only thing that's going to save black people, because they're going to disrespect you because you got no power base. That's why the Chinese used to get disrespected when they were poor. Chinese, everywhere they go, everybody made fun of Chinese people because their country was fucked. They had no power. Now Chinese get respect because China has power. Until Africa gets power, then you go to Africa gets power. Then you go do your joy. People like, what? Why are you joy? Because I'm black, motherfucker. I'm African. Now get your ass out of my goddamn face. That's what you got to be able to come with. That kind of confidence. The African's got to get his confidence back. His confidence has been destroyed from slavery and colonialism. You got to get that back. So I told you, I told you, you're like, I first told you they get joy. You're like, I don't know about that's a nod joke. I'm telling you, I didn't believe it either. But I just started observing the way they act. I said, they get joy in seeing us fucked up. They get joy. I mean, you would never get joy in seeing nobody fucked up. Because you got mad. Because you said, I can't be hateful against nobody. I can't have hate. Yeah, because you're African, but they can. They have absolutely hateful ass.
Okay. Continue this.
Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges.
That's why there's school fees in Africa. Exactly.
anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect and
serve white
entertain
people.
us.
Exactly.
So
Serve them.
we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have
Exactly.
a Black
Be a
teacher.
servant.
We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players. But only for the specific things that
Serving
we
them.
feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty
Yes, sir.
of slavery. The desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear Black people is what comes down through the DNA. So, hey, Boo, I just had a thought.
Exactly. It's not taught. Exactly. I told it's their DNA. Exactly. That's that chimpanzee DNA. Ain't no damn. Oh, they teach them as kids now. You can't have this kind of hate sustainable for damn thousands of years just by teaching a motherfucker. Nope. Nope. Because their hate is psychopathic. Black people have done nothing to these people. Go ahead, Joe.
Hate Black people. Is
That's right. Hate them.
We cannot tolerate.
Yeah, so literally. So when you try, maybe understand, when you're trying to understand why we are not able to be successful, we have enemies. Been having enemies since they came here, since
Exactly.
popped in our continent or our lives. We were peaceful, we were happy, we were joyful, and that's why I was saying it's crazy still. As much as they try to destroy us, we still find joy. We Black
The
people
joy.
find
That's what I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you understood that. Once they try to destroy us, Joe, get rid of us, Black people are still joyful. Because Black people are joyful people, Joe.
It's so crazy. But yeah, family, that has been my time. I'm so sorry I couldn't share that video, but I'm gonna share it on WhatsApp. It just shows literally the underdevelopment, the exploitation of our resources, which Benin, of course, is being exploited through cotton, which is the biggest cash crop, or also the country that produces a lot of cotton, and shows generally what Africa or the rest of the African countries also how they are exploited but never developed, still left the same way, or even worse, even in a worse situation than how it was found. So it's not by coincidence. This is all again by design. But again, there is cost of not knowing. Understand that there is cost. There's a lot of cost of you not being informed. That's why you can see the white lady saying it. They don't like you educated. The cost of you not being educated is the cost of you being exploited,
Exactly, Joe. There you go. Exactly.
Having wealth stolen from you that should be beneficial to you, but yet benefits just a small group of the 1%. It goes back to the 1% we talked about some time ago.
Exactly.
At the 99%, how we are the ones who are suffering, just benefiting some elites who are in control of this system that is created again to just destroy us and benefit a group of people. And that's why I was saying it's crazy. Now looking at that, it makes sense why also, especially looking at the current status of America and many countries currently globally, because economically we're all suffering. It's not like it's just America or Kenya or Nigeria only. This again, the system, the way it's designed, it controls all these nations globally. So white people have been crashing out. We've been seeing all those videos of white people crashing out because of the economy. And I was saying, Black people, even despite this fucked up economy, we're still smiling, we're still laughing, we still again, we found ways of making chitlins nice, the pig food and all that. They couldn't, they can't. They are so they are crying, they are crashing out because they don't know how to survive in this.
Exactly.
Has always been their benefit and the standards come off theft. It's not organic.
Exactly. There you go. It's not organic. Exactly, Joe. Then
It's
theft.
also exactly. So yeah, that has been my conversation for today, and we're gonna be coming back with the Rhythm Scoop Show in a few minutes. 30 minutes or 20, so we'll be back with the Rhythm Scoop Show, me and Shimani. So join us as we talk about arts, entertainment, and culture. But remember, we do this every Monday to Friday. Apologies again. Today we're not gonna be able to have this camera, this camera specifically on, even for the Africa Today show, because something is messed up in our laptop, and we have
Yeah,
to get it.
you had to take it. You had to take it. I thought there was one. I thought we just got that one fixed with the USB. Yeah, so you had to take it Saturday, Joe, because it'll be closed by the time you get off of work today. So you got to come in and take it to them Saturday.
Yeah, I will. But yes, have yourselves a beautiful morning, family. For those who will be catching this also on a replay, I hope you guys do enjoy the show. Do remember to subscribe in case it's your first time on this platform. And we are also up and available. We have an application, literally an app. I don't say I call it an application. It's an app. God damn, why do I call it an application? We have an app.
I don't know.
We have an app on the Google Play Store for all our Android device users. In case you have Amazon Roku TV, we're also there and available. And you can always catch the shows on a replay in case you're not able to stream with us every day. The shows are always re-uploaded on Amazon. On the Amazon TV and the Roku TV as well. And the Amazon and Roku TV, yeah. So have yourselves a beautiful day. Peace, and we're out.
We're out. Do you hear me, Joby?
Yes.
All right.